You're lying there, staring at the ceiling again. Another night where your body betrays you. Another morning to face with that familiar disappointment, that sinking feeling in your chest when your wife rolls over, and you both pretend nothing's wrong. We both know what I'm talking about. Remember when you never questioned your performance? When confidence wasn't something you had to manufacture? When you were complete? That man is still inside you. He's just waiting for you to unlock what's been suppressed by age, stress, and everything else life has thrown at you over these decades. Tonight, I'm going to share something that changed everything for thousands of men just like you. Men who thought their best days were behind them. Men who believed that diminished power was just part of getting older. Men who nearly surrendered to a half-life of medications, procedures, and quiet resignation. They were wrong. And if you've accepted this as your new normal, you're wrong too. I discovered this technique almost by accident while researching ancient practices that modern medicine has conveniently forgotten. What I found was so simple yet so powerful that at first, I couldn't believe it worked. But the evidence was undeniable. Men in their 50s, 60s, and even 70s were experiencing morning vitality they hadn't felt since their 30s. This isn't about pills that leave you with headaches and artificial performance. This isn't about expensive surgeries or embarrassing devices. This is about reactivating what's already inside you, naturally, effectively, and starting tonight. But first, let me tell you about Richard. He was 63 when he first contacted me. Successful business, beautiful wife of 35 years, grandkids who adored him. From the outside, he had it all. But in private, Richard was experiencing what too many men suffer in silence. His confidence was shattered. His marriage was becoming a friendship, and not the kind either of them wanted. The spark was dying, and with it, his sense of manhood. "I feel like less of a man," he told me. "Like I'm disappointing her, even though she never says it." He'd tried the blue pills. They worked sometimes, but left him feeling artificial, dependent, like he needed chemical help to be himself. That's not what a man wants. What happened next changed everything for Richard, and it can change everything for you too. The human body is an incredible machine, but as we age, certain connections become weakened. Certain pathways become blocked. Blood flow diminishes precisely where you need it most. And contrary to what pharmaceutical companies want you to believe, the solution isn't always a pill. Sometimes it's about retraining your body's natural systems. There's a nerve center, a critical junction point, that connects your brain to your lower region. Eastern medicine has known about this for thousands of years. They call it the seat of power. When this connection is strong, energy flows freely. When it's blocked or weakened, which happens naturally with age and stress, your power diminishes. The technique I'm about to share targets this exact connection point. It's something you do right before bed, takes less than 4 minutes, and requires absolutely no equipment. Just you, your bed, and the commitment to reclaim what's rightfully yours. Now, I need to be very clear about something. This isn't some miracle overnight fix. Your body didn't lose its power in one day, and you won't fully restore it in one night. But many men report feeling a noticeable difference after the very first session. And after 2 weeks of consistent practice, that's when the real transformation begins. Let me explain what happens in your body when you perform this technique. As men age, 2 critical things occur. First, blood vessels that deliver vital flow to your manhood become constricted. Plaque builds up, just like it can in heart arteries. Second, the neural pathways that trigger arousal become less sensitive, requiring more stimulation to achieve the same result. This technique addresses both issues simultaneously. It gently stretches and opens those vital pathways, while also retraining your brain to recognize and respond to signals more efficiently. It's like reconnecting wires that have become loose over time. The best part? Your body already knows how to do this. It's encoded in your DNA. We're just waking up systems that have gone dormant. I first learned about this from a 78-year-old man in a small village outside of Shanghai. I was there researching longevity practices, not male vitality specifically, but I couldn't help noticing how the older men in this village carried themselves differently. There was a confidence, an energy that seemed to defy their chronological age. When I asked about their secret, the village elder just smiled. Later that evening, he took me aside and explained this technique that had been passed down through generations. Western men, he told me, think that power comes from chemicals. We know it comes from within. At first, I was skeptical. It seemed too simple. But being a researcher, I had to investigate. I brought this technique back and began working with volunteer subjects, men between 55 and 72 who reported significant decline in morning vitality. The results were astonishing. After just 14 days, 87% reported substantial improvement. After 30 days, that number rose to 94%. But the most telling statistic wasn't the numbers. It was the stories from their wives and partners. "He's himself again," one woman told me, her eyes filling with tears. I'd forgotten what that felt like. Now I want to be clear about what this technique is and isn't. This isn't about pumping your body full of artificial testosterone. It's not about dangerous supplements with unknown side effects. And it's definitely not about accepting your decline as inevitable. This is about working with your body's natural systems to restore what time has diminished. It's about giving yourself the gift of confidence again. It's about looking at your partner with desire and seeing that same desire reflected back at you. So what exactly is this technique? It begins with a specific position as you lie in bed. Most men make the mistake of sleeping with their legs stretched straight or curled up in what sleep experts call the fetal position. Both of these common positions actually constrict blood flow to your vital areas and put pressure on nerve pathways that control morning function. Instead, you'll lie on your back and position your legs in what I call the power gateway. Your feet should be approximately hip-width apart, with your knees slightly bent outward. This immediately opens up blood flow channels that may have been compressed for years during sleep. Next comes the breathing pattern. This is crucial. Most men breathe too shallowly, especially at night. Shallow breathing reduces oxygen in your bloodstream. And guess what needs oxygen to function properly? Exactly. The breathing technique involves a slow, controlled inhale for a count of 4, focusing on pushing your breath all the way down to your lower abdomen, not just your chest. Hold that breath for a count of 2, then exhale slowly for a count of 6, contracting your lower abdominal muscles slightly as you do. This rhythmic breathing pattern literally pumps fresh, oxygenated blood through areas that may have been oxygen-deprived for years. While maintaining this position and breathing pattern, you'll add gentle pelvic floor contractions. These are the same muscles you use to stop urination midstream. Contract for 3 seconds, release for 3 seconds. These contractions strengthen the very muscles responsible for blood retention and control. The final component involves a specific visualization. Your mind is incredibly powerful, especially when it comes to bodily functions. As you perform this technique, you'll visualize energy flowing freely from the base of your spine through your vital regions. See this energy as a warm, golden light, restoring and rejuvenating everything it touches. Combine all these elements, the power gateway position, deep rhythmic breathing, pelvic floor contractions, and targeted visualization for just 4 minutes before you fall asleep. That's it. 4 minutes that could change everything. Remember Richard? After 2 weeks of practicing this technique, he called me. I could hear the change in his voice immediately. "I don't know how this works," he said, "but something's definitely happening. It's like I'm waking up as my younger self." By week 4, he reported full restoration of his morning vitality. His wife sent me a gift basket. I think that says everything about the results. Now, there are a few important points to remember. First, consistency is key. This technique works by gradually restoring pathways and connections. Missing nights reduces the cumulative effect. Commit to doing this every night for at least 30 days. Second, what you do during the day matters too. Avoid excessive alcohol, which dampens nerve sensitivity. Stay hydrated, and try to reduce stress, which constricts blood vessels throughout your body. This technique works best when supported by these simple lifestyle adjustments. Third, be patient with yourself. Some men experience dramatic results within days. Others take a few weeks to notice significant changes. Your body is unique, and the degree of restoration needed will vary. What matters is that you're taking action instead of accepting decline. I've shared this technique with thousands of men across the country. Men who thought their vital years were behind them. Men who had resigned themselves to a half-life of diminished manhood. The transformations I've witnessed have been nothing short of remarkable. There was James, a 67-year-old retired firefighter who had given up on intimacy entirely. After 3 weeks of this technique, he and his wife reconnected in a way they hadn't experienced in over a decade. "I feel like a man again," he told me. "Not half a man, a complete man." Or Michael, 59, who had been contemplating expensive surgery as a last resort. He discovered this technique just in time. 2 months later, he called to thank me for saving him from unnecessary medical intervention. "My doctor can't explain it," he said, "but he can't argue with the results either." These stories could be your story too. Tonight, before you close your eyes, you have a choice. Continue accepting what age has taken from you, or take the first step toward reclaiming your full masculine power. The technique I've shared costs nothing, requires no prescription, no awkward conversations with your doctor, no side effects except waking up feeling like the man you used to be, the man you're meant to be. This transformation isn't just physical. When your body responds as it should, something changes psychologically too. The confidence returns, the way you carry yourself, the way you look at your partner, the way she looks back at you. These changes ripple through every aspect of your life. Men who have restored their vitality report improvements in their careers, their relationships with their children, even their financial decision-making. Why? Because confidence is contagious. It spreads from the bedroom to the boardroom, from your intimate life to your public life. I've seen men stand taller, speak more assertively, and approach challenges with renewed vigor, all because they reclaimed this fundamental aspect of their manhood. All because they refused to accept that diminished power was their destiny. You've worked hard your whole life. You've provided. You've protected. You've persevered through challenges that would have broken lesser men. You deserve to enjoy your later years with all your faculties intact, all your power preserved. Tonight, give yourself 4 minutes. That's all I ask. 4 minutes to initiate a process that could restore what you thought was lost forever. 4 minutes to reject the narrative that men must surrender their vitality as the years advance. Lie in the power gateway position. Breathe deeply. Contract those pelvic floor muscles. Visualize that healing energy. Do this tonight, tomorrow night, and every night. Make it the last thing you do before sleep claims you. Then, pay attention to what happens when you wake up. Notice the changes. Appreciate them. Let them remind you that your body is far more resilient, far more capable of restoration than you've been led to believe. This technique has already changed thousands of lives. Men who had given up are now experiencing second chances they never thought possible. Marriages that had cooled are now rekindling with passion that rivals newlyweds. You can be one of these success stories. In fact, I believe you will be. Because the men who find this information are men who refuse to settle. Men who know, deep down, that they deserve more than what age has tried to take from them. Remember, this isn't about fighting nature. It's about working with your body's natural systems to restore optimal function. It's about removing blockages and reestablishing connections that time and stress have weakened. The power is already within you. It always has been. This technique simply helps you access it again. I want to hear your story 1 month from now. I want to know how this simple 4-minute routine has changed your life, your relationship, your sense of self. Because I know it will. I've seen it happen too many times to doubt it. Tonight, before you close your eyes, make that commitment to yourself. 4 minutes. That's all it takes to begin this journey back to complete manhood. Don't miss our next video that's appearing on your screen right now. Click the card and discover the 3 foods that supercharge this technique and can triple your results. Your journey back to full power is just beginning, and I'll be with you every step of the way.